Hey everyone, welcome to the Cineformer Movie Show. It is a great day to talk about movies. I got my friend Dennis Singmaster here.
How are you?
I'm Alex Hana. Today we're going to be talking about something that's kind of old news, Toy Story 4. They announced that they're making a fourth Toy Story movie. And since I have my friend Dennis here, who is a massive Pixar fan,
I am indeed.
I figured we would talk about that.
Cool.
Just discuss it sort of casually. There's no news to be given here other than, hey, they've announced a Toy Story 4. We're just going to talk about our thoughts, etc.
Yeah.
So, Toy Story 4 will be coming out in 2017, June 16th, 2017 to be exact.
Sweet.
It's going to be directed by John Lasseter, who directed the first two story.
Phenomenal.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
two Toy Story movies.
And others.
Not the third
And
one.
others.
The third. He didn't direct the third one.
No.
Third Toy Story.
But other Pixar movies for sure.
Right. And he knows what he's doing. He's the top guy at Pixar. Mm-hmm. So he knows what he's doing. The movie will be written by John Lasseter, Andrew Stanton, who was the director of Finding Nemo.
Yes, Finding Nemo.
And something else, and I can't think of what it was.
The Incredibles?
No, that's Brad Bird. But
Bird.
Pete Docter, who has written all of the Toy Story movies and amongst other Pixar movies. Yeah. Lee Unkrich, who directed Toy Story 3. And here's the funny thing. Rashida Jones.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name. I'm not familiar.
I Love You Man, The Office.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She has been... Yeah, I didn't know it until I looked it up the other day.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. She's on to write the screenplay.
Okay.
Yeah. With these guys.
Right.
They're doing the story. She's going to do the... It's an interesting choice, but...
Dude, whatever, basically,
I trust Pixar.
Whatever Pixar does,
Absolutely.
Whatever they say, I'm on board.
Absolutely.
I mean, Brave was kind of... But I still enjoyed it, so, you know.
And Tom Hanks and Tim Allen will be returning, as I'm sure everybody else will.
I think is vital. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was no Hanks or Allen, I'd be...
No, sorry.
I'd be
not seeing that movie.
Real disappointed. I'd still see it.
Especially if it's not Tom Hanks.
I'd still see it.
I wouldn't see it in theaters. I wouldn't see it in theaters.
What?
It wouldn't be a Toy Story movie.
Right. I understand that.
If they didn't get Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, that's a straight-to-DVD movie, in my opinion. No theater release, straight-to-DVD.
Yeah, you're right.
So no need for me to see it.
Right.
But, what John Lasseter said when they announced it is the following. Toy Story 3 ended Woody and Buzz's story with Andy so perfectly that for a long time we never even talked about doing another Toy Story movie. But when Andrew, Pete, Lee, and I came up with this idea, I could not stop thinking about it. It was so exciting to me, I knew we had to make this movie, and I wanted to direct it myself. What are your thoughts?
That statement tells me that they were already set on, we're good with the trilogy, it's, we put it in its place, no more. But this idea was so exciting that they had to make a fourth movie that they felt like, they could have said, idea's okay, but it's not as good as this trilogy we have going. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like if that was truly what it is, I feel like it'll be a knockout the park for Pixar once again.
I have no doubt that it'll be yet another great movie.
Right.
The Toy Story trilogy is one of the best trilogies of all time. It
is quite good. Wait, you mean of all trilogies?
All trilogies. All trilogies of all time. It's up there with Back to the Future. It's up there with Star Wars.
It's
up there with Lord of the Rings.
It is a damn good one. Really? Oh, man.
I
don't know. I think I just put animated movies on a different... But I guess I should.
They're movies.
They're movies. Yeah.
And it's
plus especially Pixar. I mean, we're not talking like Shrek or or Madagascar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I have no doubt that Pixar will deliver a at least very good movie, if not great movie.
Right.
However, I still think they closed the door so perfectly that to open it up again sort of
it's not the same door.
Negates the closing of. It was so perfect for me, and that movie was like...
That door's shut. You open another one. One door closes, another one opens. Or maybe...
Right. It's not going to be Andy's story, as we got from that quote, but...
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
if they did that, if they're like, oh, actually, the toys do go to college, like that would be disappointing. I feel like that would be like they shouldn't have made this fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing they're setting up with Bonnie and this whole another chapter. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm very impressed with the TV.
The shorts
that they've been doing for like holidays and whatnot, and it made me that more excited when they said, "Oh, we're making a fourth." I'm like, "Oh, awesome!" They introduced great characters in the third movie, like Bonnie's toys, and it was just. I feel like, for me, the trilogy. You're right. It was a brilliant trilogy, and it closed the door on the whole Andy series. But the introduction in these new toys and just they can go in so many directions. It's those endless possibilities that make me super excited. Plus the fact that Pixar usually knocks it out the park with their movies. So I mean, I am totally 100% behind that fourth one. Make a fifth one.
I'm going
after the fourth one.
I'm going 75. I'm 75% behind them.
Okay.
Only because
you are passing that test.
I'm up that high because it is Pixar. Mm-hmm. It is Toy Story. Mm-hmm. Toy Story is my favorite Pixar movie of all time.
Me too.
And probably my favorite animated movie of all time.
Toy Story 1's your favorite?
The first Toy Story, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with Toy Story as long as it's made by Pixar and, the original team. Mm-hmm. But it's just that when Toy Story 3 came out,
okay,
you and I were getting ready to graduate high school.
Oh, this strikes, and I'm sure there are some of you viewers out there that this, especially the placement, the time of this movie struck a chord.
Right. It struck exactly. It struck a chord with me. Mm-hmm. I related to Andy so well, and not because he's moving off to college. Oh, and I'm now. Mm-hmm. It was because I grew up with Toy Story. I grew up with these toys just as he did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the way they closed it, I still get choked up watching the end of that movie. When he says "So long, partner," I'm like, mm-hmm. It's I'm done. Man. There's only 2 movies that have ever made me. I've never actually weeped at a movie, but I've gotten close. I was, and there's only 2.
Gosh,
that
I won't cry as much at my wedding because I did Toy Story 3.
Right. That and Forrest Gump, the only 2 movies
that
have ever made me well up.
Yeah.
And every time I watch Toy Story 3, that part makes me well up. Mm-hmm. Because it spoke to me. And it's like, Toy Story is such an integral part of my childhood and young adult life.
Definitely.
Because of the third one.
Yeah.
That it's like, going on to a fourth one is like, well, I mean, yeah, those were good. We want to make new ones. Like, let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's keep going. Yeah, let's leave those behind. Like,
oh, no way.
That's just how I feel. That is absolutely not what they're saying.
Right.
That is not what they're saying.
But that's just...
They're not going to say, they're done, who cares?
Yeah.
But it just feels to me like they're making a fourth one is saying, yeah, we're done with this. We made this. That's good. Let's wrap it up in a bow and put it over there. Let's start fresh.
Okay.
That's just how I feel. I feel like they could have kept it closed. Yeah. A trilogy is just such... 3 is just such a perfect number.
Sure. But at the same time, we had Toy Story 1 growing up. Mm-hmm. This fourth could be the first for younger generations.
I disagree because I have a niece, a 5-year-old niece, and a 2-year-old niece, who both love movies that we loved when we were kids.
Yeah.
That's
true.
They're everlasting.
The first could still be there first as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's the first Toy Story is the first Toy Story for all generations.
Right. Yeah.
That's just so I disagree with that.
Yeah. Agree to disagree.
Yeah. We pretty much covered our opinions on Toy Story 4. Do you want to get into Pixar or you want
to... That's your call. Yeah.
Let's see, where are we at here? With 10 minutes, I think we're good.
Okay.
We can cut it off here.
Cool.
Thank you for joining us for this very random topic of an episode. But this is Dennis Singmaster. I'm Alex Haina. This is the Cineformer Movie Show. You can click subscribe if you want to stay informed about all things cinema. Take care.